This podcast is sponsored by the Fargo-Moorhead West Fargo Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber is a catalyst for growth and prosperity and is here to protect and promote business, inspire innovation, cultivate communities, and influence action. Learn more at fmwfchamber.com.
Hey there, everyone, and thanks for tuning in to the Inform Business Beat podcast. I'm your host, Thomas Evanella. We'll have a restaurant-heavy news rundown for you today. After that, we'll have a new face from the newsroom joining me to explain how North Dakota is poised to become a key piece in the production of electric vehicle batteries. With all that in mind, let's get things started. The owners of Fargo's Himalayan Yak are planning to expand. The Indian and Nepali restaurant will be opening a second location at 1109 38th Street South, which was the former La Fiesta Mexican and American Grill. Manager BJ Lama told Helmut Schmidt that the restaurant doesn't have an exact opening date yet, but the menu will be the same as at their current location at 1450 25th Street South. Himalayan Yak opened in 2016, and Lama reported that the time was right for expansion. It will also help to be located near the West Acre Shopping Center and other large businesses, he said. Hobby Hut in South Fargo will soon be closing. Owners Mark and Stasia Erdman announced the closing via Facebook, and a going-out-of-business sale began Tuesday, November 1st. Mark said he has been trying to sell the shop for over a year, but he will be closing soon regardless if no one steps up. Hobby Hut carries RC cars and airplanes, model train parts, slot racing cars, games, puzzles, and more. Store hours for Hobby Hut are 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday and 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday. They are closed on Sunday. Casa Mexico is opened inside the former Moe's Southwest Grill in South Fargo. A soft opening for the restaurant began Friday, November 4th. Owner Sergio Aguirre reported that the restaurant's menu will be the same as Casa Mexico's original location, but with a few twists. The new location's specialty will be street tacos, plus it has a trompo, a vertical split for roasting and shaving meat. The new Casa Mexico will be open from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily. Yet another McDonald's is set to open in Fargo, with construction planned to begin in April 2023. The new McDonald's will be located at the intersection of Timber Parkway South and 52nd Avenue South. West Fargo resident Kevin Cook is the franchisee of the location, as well as all the other McDonald's locations in the FM area. Cook hopes to open his newest McDonald's in 3 to 6 months after construction begins, with the hope being that it will open in July or August. Stabo Scandinavian Imports in downtown Fargo recently celebrated the passage of its 50th anniversary. Stabo traces its roots back to 1972, when the business first opened inside West Acres. Current owner Sue Rush began working at the store a few years later. A German-Norwegian herself, Rush bought the store in 1982, promising to continue its focus on all things Scandinavian. The store continued in West Acres until 2017, when Rush relocated to downtown Fargo. The secret to 50 years in business? Rush said it's simply providing good service and high-quality items that mirror the heritage of the Red River Valley. A new manufacturing organization is getting its start here in the Fargo area. Midwest Manufacturers Association has launched a new chapter specifically for the metro region called the Red River Manufacturers and Engineers Association. MMA Executive Director Rachel Lowmastama said the new group was started to better support the numerous manufacturers in the area. The new organization will be hosting a meet and greet Monday, November 14th at Assembly Systems in West Fargo. After that, monthly meetings will take place on the fourth Tuesday of each month beginning in January.
Stay connected to your community and save. Just 99 cents a month gets you 3 months of unlimited access to Inform.com. Visit Inform.com/subscribe and get your first 3 months of news for only 99 cents a month.
A large-scale production plant catering to the electric vehicle market is on the horizon for North Dakota. Owned by Talon Metals, the plant will combine coal and EV batteries. In total, the facility is expected to cost $433 million, subsidized by a $114 million grant from the federal government. How will this unusual combination of old and new technology work? Joining me to explain is news reporter Pat Springer. And Pat, this is your first time being here on the podcast, so welcome to the show. How are you doing this morning?
Great, Thomas. Thanks for having me on.
So just to get us started here, in your story, you called this an odd couple marriage, bringing the North Dakota Coal Country together with the EV battery industry. So how did this all come together?
Well, this project is spearheaded by a company called Talon Metals, and they mine nickel and other minerals in Minnesota. They have the Tamarack mine, which is in Aiken County west of Duluth. And Talon also has a big contract to supply battery-grade materials to Tesla, which will turn the materials into batteries for its electric vehicles. And in Minnesota, near the Tamarack mine site, they ran into significant environmental opposition in disposing of the wastes, which include nickel sulfide. And there were very serious concerns by environmentalists and tribes in that area of pollution to water, wetlands, the wild rice crop, that sort of thing. So facing that stiff opposition, they went looking elsewhere. And they evaluated 18 sites, and this site in Mercer County at the top of the list. And Mercer County is really in the heart of North Dakota Coal Country, west of Bismarck. And it turns out that there are several advantages that the Mercer County site has. Those concerns, and they've not disclosed an industrial brownfield site. They've not disclosed it yet because they're still negotiating for that site, but we'll learn that officially soon. And then further, I think maybe the icing on the cake is that it turns out that the coal ash, which is prevalent in that area, I think North Dakota produces more than 3 million tons of coal ash every year, according to the U.S. Department of Energy. They can use this coal ash, which has been used for years, to make concrete. The very fine ash makes concrete more durable and workable. And so it's been used for years for that. Well, it turns out that the coal ash also has kind of a similar effect. It sort of hardens the waste and makes it less environmental harmful. So it helps in disposing of the waste, and you've got a ready supply of it in that area. So I think the combination made Mercer their top choice.
And so what exactly is Talon Metals going to be doing that? I mean, to make this significant of an investment kind of in the middle of nowhere in North Dakota, what will they be? What are they going to be up to?
Well, again, they're going to take this ore from their mines in Minnesota, and they're going to ship it by rail. And they're going to have to make like a rail loop around this plant location, and then of course build the plant. And they will turn the crushed ore into nickel and iron that will be used to make batteries. It's going to be quite the plan. I mean, $433 million roughly, and they will employ 150 workers. And these are going to be rather technical jobs. And we're told that workers will earn from about $100,000 to $125,000 per year plus benefits, and they'll have to be trained. Talon Metals has an agreement with the U.S. Steelworkers Union, and the steelworkers will pay half of the training costs. And so these are going to be very good jobs. They're going to, compare well with the coal mining, jobs that you have. The coal mines and the coal burning power plants in coal country actually pay quite well. Before the oil boom, they were always the highest average wage in North Dakota. So these are going to be very good jobs. And Talon has said that they will prove in their environmental filings that they will be able to safely dispose of this waste. And they will be filing those permit applications with the Department of Environmental Quality. And they hope to break ground in 2024, I believe, and they want to be up and running by the fourth quarter of 2026, if not sooner. That's their timeline.
And so there's some federal grant money involved here. Why is the federal government interested in this project? Why are they incentivizing this?
Yes, I think the federal grant is about $114 million. And I think this is one of about 21 projects that have been announced. And the Biden administration and Congress are very interested in increasing the supply chain for electric vehicle batteries, and rare earth minerals in the United States so that we can decrease our reliance on mining and manufacturing of those in China. So this is the push comes to further economic development and also even national security. The Biden administration, by the year 2030, wants to have half of the cars electric vehicles. So obviously, there's just going to be a huge demand for components for electric vehicles, including the batteries.
And so how does this project kind of fit in with some of the other green-minded or environmentally friendly initiatives that North Dakota has been pursuing in the past few years?
Yeah, North Dakota seems to be among the coal states that's very, very active in trying to find more environmentally friendly uses for coal. We have about an 800-year supply of lignite coal in North Dakota, so there's a vast resource. And North Dakota has a couple of projects that it's trying to put together to capture and store carbon dioxide. One is at what used to be called Coal Creek Station. It's now called the Rainbow Energy Center. And another is called Project Tundra. And that would be at the Milton Young Power Station. And that's run by Minn Kota. And these are heavy lifts. I think nobody has proved on a commercial scale in the United States that this can be done. And North Dakota is putting a lot of effort. The state legislature has come together, has put together some economic incentives to help do this. The University of North Dakota Energy and Environmental Research Center in Grand Forks for years has been researching ways to extract rare earth minerals from lignite coal. So there's a lot going on, and North Dakota has very favorable geology in the oil patch, which is located conveniently near the coal country, and actually North Dakota has been capturing carbon for years at the Great Plains Coal Gasification Plant near Beulah, and that is piped up into Canada to the Weyburn oil fields where it's used to help extract hard to get oil from the ground. But you're right, this is part of a broader effort in North Dakota to try to have a sustainable path for the coal industry in the state, which again does provide a lot of very well-paying jobs and a lot of the electricity that we export as well.
I think you said it best in the story when you said that this was the odd couple pairing. It's coal, oil, and then electric vehicle batteries and carbon capture. It's just an interesting pairing, but it's something that we're going to see within the next few years, right?
Yes. Talon seems to be a leader in this area, and they have some major backing. One of their big investors is the Rio Tinto Mining Corporation. I think they're the second largest mining conglomerate in the world. And of course, Tesla is a leader in the electric vehicle market in the United States, and maybe for the world for that matter. And the Talon people are quite high on North Dakota. They like the business climate here, the business friendly atmosphere, and they seem to think that North Dakota might, this plant might be the foothold that would give North Dakota, there could be more of the electric vehicle battery supply chain activity happening in North Dakota. We'll have to wait and see if that happens, but Talon seems to think that is possible. And the state's economic development officials are thrilled about this. They think that this is going to, put North Dakota on the map and increase awareness among other companies that, hey, maybe you can do this in North Dakota as well. So it was really celebrated by state officials.
And that was Forum News reporter Pat Springer, once again breaking down his recent story on Talon Metals and their massive undertaking here in North Dakota. So Pat, once again, thank you for stopping by.
Great to be here.
That concludes this week's episode of the Inforum Business Beat podcast. As always, this has been your host, Thomas Evanella. Join me again next week, but while you're waiting, visit inforum.com/business to stay up to date.